Hi everyone, today we will talk about unpivoting of raw data in Power BI, when to use it, and how you can benefit from doing that. If you find these short tutorials valuable, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. First of all, let's describe scenario when we are capable of doing that. Let's look at a very simple Excel table. Here we have brown descriptive columns, here they are, and here in green, red, orange and blue tables, we have dollar values for the revenues, cost of goods sold, payroll, and SG&A costs. So we're collapsing all columns with dollar values into one consolidated column, called amount. And at the same time, a new tag column is created for the parameters that were unpivoted: revenues, cost of goods sold, payroll, and SG&A. So revenues travel from here to here. Cost of goods sold travel from here to here. Payroll is going here. And SG&A costs is going from here to here. Brown columns and the data inside these columns are simply copied and stay the same. This particular dataset can give us an opportunity to build an income statement, and as a result of unpivoting, you can create a slicer that will give us a chance to switch on and off different types of revenues and costs from the income statement and see the EBITDA with or without this or that type of revenues or costs. Here is this slicer in Excel. Here is our imaginary income statement in Excel. We can switch on and off revenues types and cost types here. The same story we have in Power BI. Slicer is here. Income statement is here. Now let's jump into Power BI and I will emulate unpivoting there. Here we have a very simple raw data table. Here are descriptive columns: hospital, date, county, city, owner. And here we have dollar values columns that we're going to unpivot: revenues, cost of sales, payroll, and SG&A. Going to Home, pressing Transform Data button. In this Power Query dialog window, we need four last columns: revenues, cost of sales, payroll, and SG&A. Let's select all four columns by holding Ctrl button. Now going to Transform. Here we need to find Unpivot Columns button. In the drop-down menu, we need to select Unpivot only selected columns. Now we can see that four columns collapsed into two columns. One is Attribute. Let's rename it to Tag. Value will be renamed to Amount. Now let's go to Home and press Close and Apply button. Now let's create four calculated columns for the revenues, cost of sales, payroll, and SG&A. If tag equals to revenues, we will place dollar value from the amount column. The same story for COGS. Moving to payroll. And finally, SG&A. Now we're done with calculated columns. it's time to create totals measure for the revenues, cost of sales, payroll, and SG&A. That will be some functions for each calculated column. Let's create these measures one by one. Now, when we're done with basic measures, we can calculate the EBITDA in dollars measure. That will be revenues minus cost of sales, minus payroll, and minus SG&A. And now, we can calculate EBITDA percentage measure. That will be EBITDA divided by the revenues. Now let's go to the report view. Let's build our imaginary income statement. Starting with metrics table, let's place all our measures inside values area. We need to go to Format Your Visual, Values, Options, Switch Values to Rows is on. Now we can add two slicers. One will be for the owner and the second one will be for the P&L article. So now we can play with hospital names. But what is more valuable, we can switch on and off different types of revenues and costs inside our income statement and see how this or that type of revenues or costs affects our EBITDA in dollars and in percentages. This particular slicer is a result of unpivoting of our raw data. Now you know how to unpivot the raw data inside Power BI. If you find this short tutorial valuable, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The link to download this dataset you will be able to find in the description of this video. If you are a business owner, in this set of tutorials, I'm showing how you can organize your weekly or monthly financial or non-financial reports without using Microsoft Excel, pivot tables, and writing formulas. This will significantly save your time. Plus, you will avoid mistakes while building reports. As a raw data source, we're using simple Excel file. So we are running the report for the current week or current month. This can be 10,000 lines or 100,000 lines long report. In our tutorial, all data is imaginary. Every week or every month, we will be adding a new portion of lines in the report. And then we will be going to Power BI, clicking refresh, and a new week or a new month of data will be automatically added to our dashboard. If this information is valuable for you, please hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends who have their own business. All tutorial links are placed down below in the description of this video. See you in next tutorials and follow us for more.